everybody. So after waiting for 14 freaking years, we finally get our sequel to The Incredibles, The Incredibles 2. Being such a huge fan of The Incredibles, I mean, it's one of my favorite Pixar films. By the way, just to throw a quick plug in, I'm going to do my 20 worst to best ranking of the Pixar films, probably coming out tomorrow, so make sure you come back and check that out. But yeah, I mean, 14 years is a long time for a sequel, especially nowadays with how Hollywood just pumps out all these sequels. I mean, there's no time in between sequels anymore, and it's been 14 years, so is it worth the wait? Was it worth waiting 14 years for? Let's find out. By the way, it's spoiler free, so don't gotta worry about that. I would say, yeah, The Incredibles 2 is definitely worth the wait. It's a very solid sequel. I mean, it picks up right where we left off, pretty much literally. I mean, it literally just picks up right where we left off 14 years ago. You know, it's got all the same stuff you like from the original. It's got great action, great comedy, great family, dynamic. I mean, the whole family's great. This time around, it's kind of flipped around because Elastigirl is the main center of the film, and Mr. Incredible has to, be the stay-at-home dad while she's out fighting crime, which I didn't really mind. So if you're a fan of Elastigirl, I mean, you're going to like this film a lot more, probably. Personally, I really enjoyed the whole Mr. Incredible stay-at-home dad kind of stuff. It's not to say he doesn't get his moments to shine. Pretty much everybody in this family gets their time to shine, which is really nice because they get their time to shine, and even the characters that didn't get a whole lot to do in the first Incredibles, like Frozone, Edna Mode, and Jack Jack. Jack Jack is probably my new favorite out of this family because he actually has some really cool moments in this film that it's pretty surprising. I mean, he's going to do something crazy, just off of what you saw in The Incredibles, but it's really entertaining to see what Jack Jack does in this film, so definitely I feel like that's going to be a highlight for most people. I like some of the new characters in this as well. I mean, I'm a little biased because I love Breaking Bad, it's one of my favorite shows, but it was cool to see Jonathan Banks in this, and Bob Odenkirk's also in this. So, I just love Breaking Bad, so I had to put that in there. But yeah, I mean, the new heroes, their new powers, everybody's new powers and new heroes, they're really cool too. It's always nice to see new heroes, the way they, they're Pixar made. They're not like already established superheroes, so they had to actually be really creative with their powers and all that. I do definitely feel like the villain in this, Screenslaver, I think that was his name, he's not as good as Syndrome was. Syndrome had, he had some layers behind him in the original, some grudges that he obviously explored a little bit. Screenslaver, he gets some cool scenes here and there in this film, but I didn't like him as much as Syndrome. I mean, not to say he's a bad villain, he's a fine villain, he's just not as, it's not a step up from Syndrome at all. So yeah, I thought The Incredibles 2 is a very solid, very good sequel to the original Incredibles. It fits well, right in there, picks up right where we left off. I do think the original Incredibles is better. I mean, I just like that movie so much more, but it's still a really good sequel. I don't know where I put this on my ranking though. You'll have to wait and see until tomorrow, I guess. Shameless plug again. But yeah, thanks for checking out my quick little spoiler-free review of The Incredibles 2. I didn't really want to say too much because it's spoiler-free. But yeah, feel free to leave a like, hit that subscribe button to keep all up to date with, your movie reviews, trailer reactions, all that jazz. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.